trying to not only prepare athletes for the field of sport, but also try to mitigate their risk to sustain an injury. Unfortunately, things happen in sport. If anybody ever does experience an ACL tear that results in needing a surgery to fix that, it's important to have a therapist on your side who can help them through prehab, rehab, and then return to sport. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It takes a long time to get back to the field of sport, but it's not impossible to do it all by any means. So just having that end goal in mind can be really beneficial for the rehab process.
When it comes to ACLs and sports performance training and treatment, get started at elevateperformancesd.com.
Ready to be part of something big? Meet the Rapid City Sports Commission, the powerhouse behind sports in Rapid City. The commission focuses on bringing regional and national tournaments, supporting homegrown events, and creating opportunities for our kids. But it's not just games, it's a win-win for all of us. Youth sports fuel our economy. Hosting events in Rapid City means out-of-town families shop, dine, and stay with us, which boosts sales tax revenues too. To get in on the action, visit rcsportscommission.com, where we're all about the hustle.
Kickoff just got bigger. Murphy's Pub and Grill is back with NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every game, every team, every Sunday. Right here at your favorite bar. Cheer loud, eat big, and score with Murphy's game day specials on food and drinks. The atmosphere, electric. The staff, legendary. The screens, everywhere. This season, don't just watch football. Experience it. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, baby. Murphy's Pub and Grill, your new football headquarters. Visit murphyspubandgrill.com.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Cincinnati Bengals listed Joe Burrow as a full participant in practice today. Burrow's missed the last 8 games with a toe injury. Bengals QB Joe Flacco was listed as a limited participant in practice because of a right shoulder injury. Here was head coach Zach Taylor prior to today's practice.
Joe Burrow hasn't practiced 11-on-11 yet. So like I said the other day, until we get through some practices, there's no reason for me to even speculate on that. It's just a good start to get Joe out there in 11-on-11 and see how it goes.
The Cleveland Browns today named rookie Shedeur Sanders their starting quarterback for Sunday's game at Las Vegas. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn announced that Tyrod Taylor will start at quarterback on Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. The Atlanta Falcons confirmed quarterback Michael Penix Jr. will need season-ending surgery for a partially torn left ACL. Falcons ruled out receiver Drake London for Sunday's game against the Saints due to a knee injury. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, and a good Wednesday afternoon to you. How are you? Thanks for being here on our drive home across South Dakota. A little thought-provoking sports talk. We'll do our best and try and have a good one for you today. South Dakota Sports Talk Show back on Fox Sports Radio. Thanks for making this show possible. The Nate Brown Show, great guest lineup, some good topics tonight, and we'll get your feedback on our question of the day and all the good stuff. Everybody join in. You know what the motto of the show is. It's always a great day in South Dakota. And I hope you're having a good Wednesday. The Nate Brown Show streaming right now on X. Follow us, watch us live on X. A reminder, at Nate Brown Show. So you've got us on your phone anywhere. At Nate Brown Show, we're live in studio. The live video stream is also there on YouTube. The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to our channel. You've got us on YouTube if you're a YouTube guy. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. One more place, the new high school sports streaming app, Midwest Sports Plus. We are live right now. Get the app. Check out all the great high school sports coverage in South Dakota, and the Nate Brown Show is there. Midwest Sports Plus. The Nate Brown Show powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union, my family's banking partner, and I'm here to tell you, they do it all really, really well. There's just so many things that we're happy with. Leaving our last bank, going to the Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Great loan rates, personal, business, whatever you're looking for there, they got you. And take a look. They got all the convenience, the new technology stuff. The mobile banking is right here on my phone. They take care of you. Black Hills Federal Credit Union. I'm glad I switched. You should become a member. You would be happy with it. BHFCU.com. Start there. BHFCU.com. Black Hills Federal Credit Union with 18 locations from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. BHFCU.com. Getting us started on a Wednesday. The Nate Brown Show guest lineup looks like this. Mike McFeely's going to make an appearance all the way from North Dakota. Not live in studio, but yes, we got him. We bring him into South Dakota to see what he has to say. Mike McFeely talking FCS and the matchup UND-SDSU coming up this weekend. The Jack season essentially on the line there. Mike McFeely coming up with Inforum.com. He's straight ahead. National college football writer John Brice is on tap. A lot to discuss. Lane Kiffin and on down the line. What if Alabama misses the playoff again? What if Alabama misses the playoff? What happens to our guy Kalen DeBoer? I'm telling you, they're in line. They're okay. But there's still season left. SEC championship potentially. So John Brice in tonight. Footballscoop.com. National writer John's on. We'll go high school football with Jared Smith. He's the Sioux Falls Christian head football coach. Sioux Falls Christian ends up undefeated. They really blasted everybody all throughout the year. Then they had a tight one in the Dome, and they come back from 17 down to beat Lennox. Jared Smith's on tonight, the Chargers head football coach. And we'll get some picks from the Tin Lizzie BetMGM Sportsbook. That's on tap. Let's get you on if you want in. You know it, 605-720-1067. Join us on the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. These locations are great. East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, also in Brandon, and 2 locations in Rapid City. Remember the Pizza Ranch tonight. Each night, you take the team, take the family. Don't want to cook sometimes. Hit the favorite buffet in town, Pizza Ranch, locally owned and operated. Hit us on the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Also, text the show if you want in. You can join us over the next 2 hours. The conversation is there. 605-720-1067. That's the Barron's Wilson Lister text line for you. All right. So I mentioned it here. The Jack season is essentially on the line this weekend. We know what's been happening. If you're a South Dakota sports fan, you know what's going on with the Jacks. This has been a stretch that we haven't seen. This has been now frustrating, and Jacks fans are really out there getting frustrated. I'm seeing messages from this last Saturday's game. I'm leaving the game. I saw that one. I'm leaving the game, and fans left early. Fans gave up on it early. The Jacks came back, made it a game, still couldn't get over the top with Illinois State. And so fans left early, and then I'm seeing the social media stuff too, which is I don't know if that's an accurate picture, but people are emotional on there. And they said, I turned the game off now. Somebody was watching the game. I turned the game off. I'm out. This is the worst I've seen. I'm out. No passion, not good coaching, all of this stuff. And so we've entered that category, and now with the Jack season on the line, can they get into the playoffs? Can they get into the playoffs? They got a tough job. I do have to say, we have had a FCS fan that has texted into the show weeks ago. They texted into the show. Maybe they're listening today. We'll see. If you're out there, we'll see. I got to reference it, though. Normally, I don't just pick out one. This fan, I gotta do an about face. I have to come back and come correct here. This listener to the Nate Brown Show weeks ago, after the North Dakota State loss, texted into the show and said the Jacks won't win a game the rest of the season. And I scoffed. I mean, I laughed on this show. I said, "Oh, don't pump the brakes, man." I'm like, let's not be crazy. He texted into the show, and I don't know how that happened. I mean, that was crazy to think. When you just think about that weeks ago, the loss to NDSU was one thing. That's a power program, and I came on the show and said, hey, let's not get crazy yet. And this guy hit it. He might be right. This might be the biggest prediction I've seen on the Nate Brown Show. I'm serious. I mean, how does this guy, he's like, they might not win a game the rest of the season. And we're on the verge of that this weekend. So it's SDSU at UND. UND has been good, little bumps here and there. They can stop the run. They're run stoppers. SDSU has not run the football well in this stretch at all. And then we've seen the Chase Mason injury has been the major factor. But South Dakota State fans have gone past the Chase Mason injury. South Dakota State fans have gone past that to saying, well, this isn't a good team anyway. That's what I've seen. The defense is not good enough. The running game's not good enough. The offensive line's not good enough. And so they say this isn't just a Chase Mason thing. I think there's some validity to this criticism, to this passion. But I just want to ask a question of the day. I mean, fans leaving early. We went from building a powerhouse, which it still is there, by the way. This is FCS football. We went from South Dakota State's a powerhouse to now fans bailing early on games. And I don't know if that's just frustration, emotion, and I'm not saying they're giving up as Jacks fans, but there is some huge reaction to this stretch, and it's just been a little, I think this hasn't been the end of the Jacks dynasty here. I don't see that, and that's some of the reaction I see is like, we got to have big changes here this offseason. I mean big changes. There's just so much that has happened to SDSU football in less than a year. The Jimmy Rogers exit, the players exit. You got to hire Dan Jackson. He's coming in, trying to get players put together. The Chase Mason injury. This thing all adds up here. So I'm saying still, let's not overreact if the Jacks go down Saturday at UND. And if they miss the playoffs, it is a what do I want to say? That's not good enough. So I will say that for the program that SDSU is, even with the players that left and the Chase Mason injury, that's not good enough because the FCS is not as strong as it once was. The top end should be a lot better than the bottom end. And if the Jacks can't get into the FCS playoffs, it is a big miss. So it is a big miss, but it's not the end of this Jacks dynasty, I think, to get to stay in the FCS top tier. That's my point. It's a long way to go of Jacks have now ended this program's run. This program's run's over. I still see them top tier FCS. You're just going to have to hit reset. Just hit reset with Dan Jackson and let him put some things together. So that's why I think it's an overreaction. I can't believe all of this. I mean, these guys have fallen off the wagon. It's so bad. This is unbelievable. So let me ask you, I'll ask the question of the day on the Jacks here on the Nate Brown Show for East River, West River. Give me your read. Is it, are Jacks fans overreacting on this season? That's a tough one because I see some of the fair criticism where I say, hey, you got to make the FCS playoffs even if you're missing this player or you're down on the depth chart. You got to make the FCS playoffs. This is the FCS. And this is South Dakota State football. But then I also see there is an overreaction because things haven't gone as planned. And now everybody's, man, this is as bad as it gets. We haven't seen anything like it. People are talking about putting bags over their heads. I mean, come on. We're not there, right? Did SDSU fans, are they overreacting in general is my question of the day. Jacks fans, you tell me, by the way. You tell me. 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. Listener checking in. Here he is. He's here tonight. The guy who made the boldest prediction of FCS football in South Dakota. I'm going to give you that credit, man. You made the boldest prediction in South Dakota. He said after the NDSU game, and I've got it on the text line, said the Jacks will not win the rest of the season. And he just checked in. I made that claim about the Jacks not winning. He's from Sioux Falls. I'm not going to out you, but he's from Sioux Falls. Okay? I'm not saying that's a happy prediction. You're not making people happy with that. I don't know how you did it. Sometimes you just throw it out there. Maybe you're just throwing stuff out there. But that was something. And thanks for checking in, by the way. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's see. Listener text. Do SDSU fans not realize they lost their coach and quarterback? They're doing better than anyone should have expected. Yeah, I'm balancing that. I think I'm balancing it, trying to be objective on where I see the Jacks and when Stig was there and this dynasty that was built and this run. And then I'm balancing even the things that have gone poorly out of Dan Jackson's control. Should they still be the program that's good enough to be in the FCS playoffs? I think most people would say yes. That's how I'm having a hard time balancing. Is it an overreaction? Or should they be good enough just as a program to be in the FCS playoffs? You know, it reminds me of the Montana Grizzlies. So I've been in South Dakota 25 years. I grew up in Montana. I saw the Montana Grizzlies as a powerhouse. They were the first FCS dynasty. Did you guys know this? Before NDSU and the Craig Bull years. So Montana was the first. They're winning these games at Marshall, and they're winning the FCS National Championship. It was Division I AA back then. That was the first real dynasty, the Montana Grizzlies. And then what's happened to Montana the past 10 years? They had a good couple of runs. I know the Jacks played them in a national championship and beat them. But you look over the last decade, Montana's had some years where you're like, what happened to the Montana Grizzlies? What happened to the Grizz? This is the FCS power. And they fell off. Is that where the Jacks are? There's just a little fall off. But even Montana made the playoffs. Montana, even as a lower team, made the playoffs. So this would be a big fall off. It would. Listener text, go Yotes. Of course. That's you're just trolling the Jacks fans. Do you have to do that today? By the way, the Yotes got lost in this. Everybody's complaining and over it, going crazy about the Jacks. The Yotes got lost. What a turnaround. What an absolute turnaround. And everybody just puts the Yotes over in the corner and they say, they're not going to be very good. They're struggling at the beginning. And the Yotes are playoff bound. The Jacks are on the verge of being out. Listener text some more. Relax, Jacks fans. Relax. Okay? I'm with you, but what if they lose Saturday and they're out? No playoffs. You say, hey, it's just one of those years. That's what you got to find today. That's what you have to decide, I think, right now. Are you on the overreacting? This is a real big fall off. Can we get back into the top tier? That's what I mean by top 5. Or is this is just one of those years, everything went bad. It needed to be perfect because we won at Montana State, won at Youngstown State. So if we had Chase Mason, things would have been differently. So it's just everything went wrong. That's which side you're going to be. There's the overreaction. This is the end of the powerhouse. And then there's, no, everything's fine. It's just a bad year. Which one do you lean towards? That's the tough one today. That's what I asked today. Listener text, Jacks fans are just spoiled. They're doing exactly what they made fun of Bison fans for doing. All right. Listener text, complainers should donate more money then. There we go. He's coming at it hard. Complainers should donate more money. He said SDSU will be okay. Last one. Listener text, playoffs? Well, I'm here to tell you. This is what all the Jacks experts say. I mean, I'm not a Jacks expert, but I follow these guys. They're the experts. If they win, the Jacks are in the playoffs, right? So if the Jacks beat UND, they're in the playoffs. Can they beat UND? That's a big question mark. Big. Let's get some results on the Twitter poll. Do you think South Dakota State fans are overreacting on this season? Do you think they're overreacting on this season that has gone off the rails? One more chance for redemption against UND. Let's see. 58% of the audience on the Nate Brown Show checking in with, no, not an overreaction. We have high expectations. 42% say, yes, overreaction this year. Too much negativity. Listener text one more. Imagine the conversation we would have if South Dakota State was in the FBS. I don't know how that would be going. Let's check in with Sam Houston State and some of these, and Missouri State. Where's Sacramento State, by the way? Speaking of disaster. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Listener text coming in. I'm a transplant from North Dakota, from up north. Oh, that's what I got. Okay, I got it. That's where these predictions of the Jack's demise has come from. It was coming from North Dakota. It's coming from North Dakota. Nonetheless, pretty good. Pretty good. I thought you were crazy, and the Jacks might end the season on a losing streak like we haven't seen. We haven't seen that. Can they get it done Saturday? This is a tall task. We'll go FCS. Let's talk to a North Dakota guy. Are you ready? Mike McFeely going to get us started talking Jacks, UND, and FCS coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
All kinds of vehicles, all kinds of loans, all as low as 4.99% APR. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we're here to help all kinds of people, just like you. Get moving. From truck drivers to van warriors, we got the right loan to fit your style with rates as low as 4.99% APR. Wherever the road takes you, start with BHFCU. Apply today at bhfcu.com or text or call 605-718-1818.
Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member-owned and insured by NCUA.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Meade Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Meade Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Meade Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadeLumber.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. This afternoon, daytime highs approaching 59. Northerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 33 with fog in spots tonight. Mainly cloudy skies expected. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times with fog in spots early tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 46. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 55 degrees.
Over $73,000 in cash and prizes are up for grabs this November and December during the Cash Climb at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. Be here every Friday and Saturday starting at 8 p.m. for your chance to win prize packages from $300 all the way up to $1,000 at midnight. If a winner isn't present, the prize rolls over, making the next drawing even bigger. It all leads up to the grand prize drawings on November 29th and December 27th. Only at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort in Deadwood. How will your night play out?
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker, Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Hey, welcome back in. Your sports, your show across South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Wednesday edition. We've got a good lineup tonight. Good stuff. John Brice coming up, national college football writer. We'll talk playoff. We'll talk Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, Lane Kiffin's. What is he? I don't know. He's the center of attention, isn't he? John Brice coming up, footballscoop.com on the national side. We'll go Sioux Falls Christian head coach tonight, Jared Smith. Sioux Falls Christian dominates 11A. They just get by Lennox, though, in the title game. Everybody's been saying, Sioux Falls Christian should move up. Basketball, volleyball, football, they win. Jared Smith, their head football coach, is on tonight to talk about classification. He's coming up. All right, Mike McFeely's in. FCS coverage from Mike at Inforum.com. Inforum.com. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well. It sounds like the debate over which schools should move up and which schools should move down is not just exclusive to North Dakota and Minnesota. It's also a South Dakota thing.
Oh, it is, and it's heated. It's heated. It's very interesting. When you win, you get that target on. Okay, speaking of winning, losing, the targets, the whole thing. So my question of the day is this, and you can give a North Dakota perspective, okay? I'm interested in this. Are South Dakota State fans overreacting to this season's struggles? I've seen fans were leaving the game, fans on social media. This is bad. Lack of coaching, lack of hustle. We got to have a total reset, start over. Are South Dakota State fans overreacting to this losing streak?
It was interesting to me that I think there was only 11,000 people that showed up at Dana Dykhouse last week against Illinois State, which was that number was a little surprising. I don't know, man. It's tough when you win a couple of national titles and you have expectations that South Dakota State does. It's tough to endure a 4-game losing streak when they just don't look very good. But I know of one person in North Dakota who kept saying all summer long that I just didn't think the Jacks were going to be as good as they have been. And you combine that with the injuries and some other things, and I just think that the expectations on the Jackrabbits this year was maybe a little high to begin with. And so I guess I think, yes, they are overreacting. You just had to believe that there's going to be a little bit of a step back, maybe not this big of a step back, but man, some of the injuries, starting with the quarterback, and there's more than that. They've lost other guys as well that are important. And so I think at some point you just kind of have to say, you know what? I'm not going to say it's a free year for Dan Jackson and the staff, but it's certainly, you have to give them a break and say, let's just try to reset for next year and try to get after it and be South Dakota State again. All of that said, they can still make the playoffs. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the national championship this year, but they can still make the playoffs, which, I mean, only 24 teams do that, so that's good. But, yeah, to answer your question, yes, I think fans are overreacting.
Okay, so let's say they finish out this season on a 5-game losing streak, and they lose UND this weekend, and then they miss the playoffs. And I've referenced the Montana Grizzlies. I grew up in Montana. They were the first powerhouse, winning back-to-back titles, Division I AA back then. And then Montana, you've seen over the past decade, there's been some bright runs, but then even for the Grizz, I've looked and go, man, what's happened to Montana? They're not like top team, but they still made the playoffs. They were still in the mix, even through some rougher years. So if the Jacks miss the playoffs, is that a sign of, well, I know the QB, I know the wide receiver, I know the injuries, but that's just not good enough?
No, I no, because of the reasons we just talked about and the reasons you just talked about. I mean, you have to keep in mind that, again, there were really odd circumstances regarding the Jackrabbits this year. I mean, in addition to all the graduation losses, which is natural. It happens to every college football team. There were an unusual number of players that went to the portal from a really good program. I mean, the numbers that went to the portal from South Dakota State were, I'm not going to say they were Murray State-type numbers, but they were unusually high numbers. And so at some point, you have to have some grace, I think, in this circumstance, because the coach left and the entire staff left, which I think people underplay that as well, that it wasn't just the head coach, it was the entire staff, which was good. And they took a bunch of players with them, and then you add in the other players that left, like Griffin Wilde and some other players, and I just think it was a unique circumstance this one year. Now, if next year the Jackrabbits aren't very good again, I know it's only 1 year, but you know, in today's college football world, you can go get decent players, not as good of players as you're losing. But if next year it's a mess again, then maybe you start to kind of question what's going on. But it's going to be the bigger question to me has been, and I've talked about this in Fargo, is what are they going to look like next year? What are they going to look like the year after? Is this a longer-term thing? Because I don't know that they have the talent and the depth right now to get out of this quickly. I mean, especially if Chase Mason, who was good before he got hurt, but not like outstanding great. But what if he doesn't come back or leaves? Then who's going to play quarterback next year for the Jacks? I mean, that's a big question. And so I think they have some issues on the offensive line. And so, you know, I think longer term is maybe the more interesting thing to me to see how this goes.
Mike McFeely joining us tonight, columnist, Inforum.com, talking Jacks, FCS. So it's Jacks UND. You see, you tell me what you see here. UND has been a good team. How tough of a game is this for South Dakota State?
Well, the only time I'm ever in the Alaris Center is when I go watch North Dakota State and UND play, and the NDSU game for UND fans and for the university and for the city of Grand Forks is the biggest game in the history of the world every time they play it. And so the atmosphere is insane. The crowd is insane. The UND is higher than high and always seems to play well against NDSU. If it's that UND team that shows up, South Dakota State is in trouble. There's been another version of UND this year, and you saw that one down in Vermilion against South Dakota. And frankly, the offense against NDSU was not very good. NDSU's defense dominated UND. If it's that UND team that shows up, I think the Jacks have a chance. I don't think it's a great chance. I think they're 9.5-point underdogs. But if the UND team shows up that plays NDSU every year in the Alaris Center, I don't like SDSU's chances at all.
Okay, I want to get your take on North Dakota State. I said back when they beat the Jacks, boy, this looks like the team that's going to be hard to beat. I mean, all the way through. And so NDSU, how far ahead are they of other programs? They've had some tight ones.
Yeah, but again, the UND game, people were, I think, overreacting to that close win. I mean, every great team has tight games every season. The 2023 South Dakota State dominant team, one of the best in FCS history, in my opinion, had a couple of close games that year. It's college football. Things happen. NDSU won a very difficult game in a very difficult environment. I think they're still a fairly decent amount ahead of other teams. With this caveat, I think Montana State's pretty good. I think they've rounded. They're a better team now than they were early in the season, and I think they're okay. And so I think that if it comes down to that, whether it's a semifinal matchup or a Nashville matchup, if neither team gets upset earlier in the playoffs, I think that'll be a good ball game. I think Brent Vegan has it going. I think they're decent at the lines of scrimmage, and I think that would be the game that I think would be the best game that we're going to see in the FCS playoffs.
Mike, are you surprised by the USD Coyotes resurgence here a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Although I don't know. I guess they did beat UND, but I don't know that USD looked great in that game. They looked okay. Yeah, they did beat SDSU, but I don't know if SDSU is any good. I don't think they are, as we've been talking about. And so I'm surprised maybe that, I thought UND was going to win that game easily. But, I mean, we've talked about this 100 times, Nate. FCS and even the Valley, it just isn't very good anymore. And I mean, 3 of those wins for USD were, Murray State, Indiana State, and Northern Iowa. I mean, those are 3 bad football teams, bad. But USD did win the games. I think their offensive line is playing okay. I think that running back is excellent. It's just whether they get matched up against, a Montana State or maybe even a Montana or an NDSU. I don't know if they're going to match up with those teams very well.
Mike McFeely joining us. Find him at Inforum.com, talking FCS. It's UND, SDSU, and the Jack season really on the line here, trying to make the playoff field. Columnist for Inforum. Mike, always good to have you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Throw this one out to your listeners, Nate.
Okay.
I was thinking about this today. Does SDSU want to make the playoffs?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Because let's say they make the playoffs. They're not going to be a seed. They likely won't be a top 16 seed, I don't think. But even if they are, they're going to play in Dana Dykhouse Stadium, possibly in front of about 5,000 fans. There's a chance they could lose that game, depending on how the matchups are. Again, that we just don't know the matchups. And then what if they get fed into NDSU or Montana State or Tarleton?
They'll be ready. They'll be ready.
Okay, all right. Okay, I just sometimes it might be better to just kind of start over and get a fresh start. But I was just thinking about that today.
All right, very interesting, thought-provoking. Appreciate you, Mike. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you.
Good to have you. Mike McFeely on tonight, columnist for Inforum.com. And he turned me into a Jacks backer right like that. Right like that. It's like, oh, yeah, mail it in. And then you don't have to play Montana State. Come on. Yeah, what do you mean? The team that they already beat them in Bozeman. Wow, you don't have Chase Mason. Yeah. Okay, just take it easy. The Jacks want to make the playoffs, and the Jacks will compete. I mean, give me a break. I'm watching these games. They're going to compete. Now I'm fired up. All right, let's take a timeout and get to John Brice, national college football writer. A lot to discuss on the national side. Footballscoop.com. Is Lane Kiffin out at Ole Miss? Is he out? I mean, he keeps saying, oh, no, yeah. John Brice, what happens if Alabama loses again? Are the Tide going to be out of the playoffs again? What's happened to Kalen DeBoer if that's the case? John Brice, footballscoop.com, coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Keep your cash and spend ours. Our Black Friday sale is back. Get 20% off our clean replacement windows and ensemble entry doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. You pay nothing until 2027. Plus, enjoy a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. Hurry! This Black Friday event is only here till December 13th. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place. It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
I'm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome back in. Your sports, your show. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio across South Dakota. Appreciate our affiliates, Fox Sports Rapid City and KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Glad you're here. Hey, we have an admission from the guy who predicted that South Dakota State wouldn't win a game the rest of the year after the North Dakota State loss. He texted and I got record. He said, South Dakota State's not going to win a game the rest of the year. I laughed at him, and I've come around here and said, hey, I got to give you credit. I don't know how you did it. He's admitted he's a UND guy. Not a Bison guy. He said, no, don't put me as a Bison guy. UND guy, and it's UND South Dakota State this week. Look out. John Brice joining us tonight, national college football writer, footballscoop.com. Good to have you back, John. How are you?
I'm good, Nate. I'm glad to join you guys. It's been a long time since you invited me.
Here we go, man. I want to get going tonight, and a lot to discuss. You cover these coaching changes and all this stuff. So what's your gut with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss? He won't say either way, and people are following his plane here and there and on the tours. What's your gut with Lane Kiffin? How is this going to play out if Ole Miss keeps winning? They're in the playoff, and is he going to take another job?
Yeah, that's the $1 million. Actually, that's almost the $100 million question, considering some of the contract numbers that are being thrown around. I talked to people in the Ole Miss athletics department today who believe that it's completely 50-50. It's a coin flip. I will say it's not simply between Ole Miss and LSU. Florida is a very real factor based on people that I talked to today. So for the longest time, I think Florida held a really special spot for him. He was very much intrigued by that job. Even when he was the Tennessee head coach, he would go verbally spar with Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer was at Florida at the time, and he really appreciated the opportunity to antagonize there. Obviously, Lane's ex-wife, who he's very close to, Layla, is a Florida grad. Her dad was a star quarterback at Florida. So there are a number of things for that portend well for Florida to continue to be in the mix. LSU has gotten its governor involved. You can decide whether that's good or bad. I won't weigh in on that component, but it's good to be wanted, and it's especially good to be wanted when people are talking about paying you $12, $13, $14 million a year.
Okay, so here's what I've seen in reporting too, John, is that Ole Miss will match whatever he's going to get paid. Is that the case? Do you think that they'll match whatever's going to get paid? So why would he leave an SEC program he's built up to go to another SEC program you need to build up, maybe?
Yeah, I do believe Ole Miss will match, or certainly will come so close to matching that it won't matter in those kind of dollars. But Florida has some built-in advantages from in-state talent. LSU ditto. Florida and LSU have won national titles this century. Ole Miss has not won a national title in about 80 years. So you can look at that. In-state recruiting isn't the end-all, be-all that it used to be when coaches were evaluating jobs. Just 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, in-state recruiting and that talent base was more important than it is right now. Right now, the players are free to be mercenaries pretty much like the coaches are. But there's still an advantage if you can get the core of your roster from an in-state base and then supplement via the transfer portal, where I would contend right now Lane Kiffin largely is getting the core of his roster via the transfer portal and supplementing via high school recruiting.
John Brice on tonight, footballscoop.com. Find him there, national college writer. Appreciate him. John D. Brice1 on Twitter. Speaking of a new coach, James Franklin gets introduced at Virginia Tech. What can he do at Virginia Tech? They've had winning under Beamer. Where's Virginia Tech at in this order?
Yeah, I like Virginia Tech's hire. I think that unless someone pries Lane Kiffin away from Ole Miss, that Virginia Tech is going to stand as having one of the best hires in this entire cycle. I think that the Hokies are in a good recruiting area. Again, they're already committed. Their AD and some of their leadership has been in front of the state assembly, been in front of their version of the board of trustees. It might be called board of governors or something along those lines. But they've already gone 2 months ago and requested an additional $200 million in funding over the next 4 years, with a great majority of that going to be earmarked for football enhancements, football revenue sharing, and all of those things. So I really like this hire. And the ACC is a heck of a lot easier conference than the Big Ten. And so you come into a situation that is, obviously, there still could be change at Florida State. There is disarray at North Carolina. There's gnashing of teeth at Clemson. Virginia's having the best season of its modern program era. But how long can Virginia sustain that? So I just think for all of those reasons that Virginia Tech made a really good hire. James Franklin already has recruited the DMV area, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, that whole area very well in the past. Remember, he was Maryland's head coach in waiting about 15 years ago before he accepted the Vanderbilt head coaching job. And he's recruited the East Coast. He's recruited the Tidewater region. And so I think, again, like what he's done, the way he'll run the program, the way he'll recruit, he's got to get out of his own way sometimes, but I think that's a really strong hire for Virginia Tech.
Okay, let's SEC question. Alabama loses here, so now they got to stay on top. They're trying to SEC championship. They're trying to stay in this playoff picture. It seems like they will. What if things go awry for Alabama? Could they miss the playoff here? And then if that happens, what's the story with Coach DeBoer?
Yeah, the temperature's already incredibly hot in Tuscaloosa. You never want to be the guy that replaces the guy. You want to be the guy to replace the guy that replaces the guy. And Kalen DeBoer, to his credit, had the intestinal fortitude to replace Nick Saban. But I don't think there are very many happy campers down there. And I think Jamarcus Shepard, his star wide receivers coach and one of their best recruiters, is a finalist according to our sources, for the Oregon State job. Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, is a finalist for the Oklahoma State job. So there's a lot of moving pieces there. They've got to close strong. They'll win this week against Eastern Illinois, and then Auburn hosts Alabama this year, and that will DJ Durkin's vying to have a shot at the full-time Auburn job, so he will have that team prepared and ready to go. Alabama, look, Kalen DeBoer has other people after him. I'm very confident in saying that, but he needs to win out and make the playoffs to have full control of his own destiny.
All right, John Brice on tonight, rapid fire stuff, footballscoop.com, national college football writer. USC and Oregon, how do you see it going down? Can USC make the playoff?
USC, I think, can and will make the playoffs if it wins this weekend, but it has to win this weekend, and that would be a big benefit for Notre Dame if it was able to win, because that would eliminate Oregon and also make Notre Dame's best win look even better. I think the Oregon defense and the home field advantage will be the difference in this game, but I talked with people in L.A. this week, and they're very confident in their approach and very confident in their ability to have a chance to win this game in the fourth quarter.
John Brice, pop it in tonight. Good to have him. We'll do it. Footballscoop.com. Busy right now, John. I appreciate you. Thanks.
Always appreciate you, Nate. If I don't talk to you before then, hope you, your family, your listeners have a great Thanksgiving, and congrats on getting Shoto Imanaga back with the Cubs.
I like it. A strong finish. John Brice, happy Thanksgiving. National college football writer, footballscoop.com. Follow him at John D. Brice1, one of the best national college football guys you can get here on South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. Lister text, what if Bama fires Kalen DeBoer? SDSU fires Dan Jackson. SDSU hires Kalen DeBoer. Oh! Anyway, good text, though. Good text. Wow. I never thought we'd see anything like that. By the way, I'm gonna get into this college landscape next. This college sports landscape. So let me go to college basketball. You're gonna be like, well, I'm out of here. No. Hang on. There was a college basketball game last night, and one of the richest NIL teams, so some people say the richest in the country, lost big. So this is basketball where one or two guys make a difference. And they say this program has the most NIL money you can get. And they lost by 17 last night. But their coach went on a speech, and I absolutely feel for this guy. I'm gonna explain this whole thing. Is the coach right? Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Shop the Black Friday sales event at Splash City, November 15th through December 2nd. Stay warm, relaxed, and save thousands on jacuzzi hot tubs and infrared saunas. Choose between an instant rebate or get 0% financing. With free local delivery and setup and an accessory package, you can warm up inside and outside all winter long. Shop the Black Friday sales event at Splash City, November 15th through December 2nd.
Visit Splash City in Sioux Falls, Rapid City, or Sioux City. It's time to make a splash. You've earned it.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Get unmatched selection at the best prices this holiday season from your Mr. Liquor stores in Rapid City. This month's specials include all flavors of Bailey's Irish Cream, $29.49 for a $7.50. Save $4 on Juggernaut red wines, now only $15.99. Or get a $7 savings on your next bottle of Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, now just $23.99. Price is good at both Mr. Liquor stores, off Cadron Boulevard next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly cloudy skies expected with fog and spots tonight with the lows around 33. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 46 with fog and spots early tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Lows dip down to about 34. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 52.
Kickoff just got bigger. Murphy's Pub and Grill is back with NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every game, every team, every Sunday. Right here at your favorite bar. Cheer loud, eat big, and score with Murphy's game day specials on food and drinks. The atmosphere, electric. The staff, legendary. The screens, everywhere. This season, don't just watch football. Experience it. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, baby. Murphy's Pub and Grill, your new football headquarters. Visit murphyspubandgrill.com.
Hi, I'm Bill at Wire for USA. If you're looking for internet, TV, security systems, or cell booster systems, why would you look at a company that only gives you one choice for each of these systems? Wire for USA offers it all. Viasat, Hughes, CenturyLink, Dish TV, DirecTV, Wilson cell booster systems, and now Starlink and Equistar internet systems. Starlink and Equistar are the newest, the fastest, and the strongest satellite internet made. No limit, no contract. Wire for USA has it. Call 605-341-5361. Whatever your home or business needs are, call Wire for USA for the products and the service. You don't need training wheels with our system. Connect to the future with Wire for USA at 605-341-5361. We are hometown, we are South Dakota, and we do appreciate your business. 605-341-5361. See us at our new location, 710 North La Crosse Street in Rapid City.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Thanks for making this show possible. You guys mean a lot. We appreciate you. South Dakota Sports Talk Show interacted with you. You can text us on the text line anytime. 605-720-1067. That's how you be in touch. Join the conversation on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We'll read those throughout the afternoon. 605-720-1067. That's the Barron's Wilson Lister text line. Hang on, we're going to talk to the Sioux Falls Christian head football coach. Boy, they ran through an undefeated season in 11A. They barely got by Lennox at the Dome. Their head coach is Jared Smith. He's coming up tonight, and we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about classification. People have been saying Sioux Falls Christian wins and everything. Why don't they move up? I'm going to get into all that. Jared Smith's coming up. He's the head coach for the Chargers there. Sioux Falls Christian head football coach. Speaking of head coaches here, so this college basketball story got my attention, and I want to get that out, see what you think. So the reports are that Kentucky basketball has the most NIL money for their roster in the country. So reports are saying Kentucky is the richest program, that they're paying their players the most in the country. And Kentucky, that doesn't surprise you, right? Kentucky, it's all about basketball, all about hoops. Their head coach is Mark Pope. They got beat last night. They're doing these crossovers, Champions Classic stuff. They got beat by Michigan State. It's a good program. 83-66. So what people are saying is, hang on, Michigan State's good, but Kentucky's the richest team in the country. They got blasted by 17. And so Mark Pope took 50 minutes last night to even come to the post-game press conference. So people were waiting for him last night. 50 minutes, and he comes to the post-game press conference, and he goes into a speech saying, my team's poorly coached. I'm doing a bad job. I got to do a better job. You know, that whole stuff. You've heard that stuff before. But then he got into really his disappointment, and he didn't point this out specifically, but if you look at it, he's talking about we're individuals. We're not a team identity. We're individuals. So when somebody's out or this or that, it's individual stuff, not a team identity. And I have to say, would you not agree? Today's college culture, it is me. And I really believe that. How is I don't care if Kentucky has all the money in the world. This guy's getting a new team now every year. So he's having to go, new team last year. Hey, put it all together, create a culture. You're supposed to, as a coach, leadership, culture, do the thing. And by the way, Michigan State, who beat them last night, that's Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo's been frustrated, too, by players in and players out and all, new players and the whole thing. But Mark Pope, the Kentucky head coach, is saying my message isn't resonating. We don't have a team identity. We're individuals. We're this. This is what college basketball has become. This is anybody. This is South Dakota State, really. They have a few players back, but you got to get new guys. And Kentucky has a new team, and almost an entirely new team from last year. Nobody sticks around. It's not team, and so you can throw all the money. And in basketball, you just throw money at guys. You just get the best players, right? But you still need a team identity, and that's what the head coach said last night. His dismay is there's no connectivity. There's no culture anymore in college basketball. That's what I believe he wanted to just come out and say. Well, you can't do it every year. Feels like all of the college basketball coaches are dealing with this, even at the mid-major level. Guys leave, they go to the big boys, and you got to fill the gap. This transfer portal is, well, it's freedom, and it's this, and it's that, and it's damaging the team aspect. I have said that, and I really believe that. Perfect example. Kentucky has all the money in the world. Number one NIL team in college basketball. They get blasted last night. Maybe they'll be fine. I don't know. They get blasted. And the coach basically came out and said, there's no team identity. I don't know how you can microwave that. I mean, you can't just bake it. Instant oven. What do they call those? You can't just bake it in 2 weeks. Say, hey, we got a great team here. You got all these guys coming in. That's college basketball. And the coach is saying, I got to figure this out. I got to do this. I understand. He's getting paid big bucks. I get it. The reality is it's a lot about me. And the basketball culture is really bad at that. It's a lot about me. I'm going to go to this team. I'm going to go to that team. I'm going to go here. I'm going to whoever pays me the most money. Are they really going to Kentucky to be Kentucky basketball players? They're going to Kentucky because they got paid the most money. And then how do you hold guys accountable? I just got paid a bunch of money. Do they really care? Some of them probably. Some of them probably not. And here's the coach twisting himself in a pretzel. It's the reality now. Coming right back, I want to get into the next hour on the Nate Brown Show with this discussion from yesterday in high school football. Pat Rummel from Howard was on the show, and he's on the advisory committee for football. There's an upcoming meeting in December, and he said, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. And he named 3 things that they might be able to change or implement for South Dakota high school football. I'm going to rank those 3 on importance next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterpark.com.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
It's time for Happy Honda Days at Denny Meno Rushmore Honda. Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda Certified Pre-Owned. Get financing as low as 1.99% APR on certified pre-owned CRVs, HRVs, and other select models. 1.99. Plus, shop a lot full of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, including 4x4s and all-wheel drives, imports, and domestics. See us at Denny Meno Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com. Length of finance contract is limited. With qualified credit, expires 1/2/26.
From everyone here at Fox Sports Rapid City, we'd like to congratulate the St. Thomas More Cavaliers on their first ever 11B State Football Championship. St. Thomas More went undefeated and put West River on the map. And we'd like to congratulate the unbeaten Wall Eagles on a dominant 9A state football title. This is your home for the best live coverage of high school sports, featuring the 2 state champions, the St. Thomas More Cavaliers and the Wall Eagles.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Winter is almost here. It's time to say goodbye to drafty doors, poor quality windows, sky-high heating bills, and outdated design. And hello to Acclaim replacement windows and stunning ensemble entry doors from Renewal by Anderson. Now's the time to invest in your home and your family's comfort. And what better time than our Black Friday event, where you keep your cash and spend ours. Get 20% off windows and doors plus a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. You won't pay a dime till 2027 with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. Call now. This incredible offer is good through December 13th. Don't wait. Visit RBARapidCity.com today to book your free estimate. You don't want to miss out on windows and doors that are durable, energy efficient, and custom made for the perfect fit from Renewal by Anderson. Our Black Friday sale is here. Book today because every home should be warm and cozy.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
And we are on a Wednesday. How you doing, everybody? The Nate Brown Show live. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Say it with me. We're into the second hour. Sioux Falls Christian head football coach Jared Smith is coming up tonight. We've been covering the high school football champions from West River to East River and trying to get everybody on that we can. We'll talk to the Sioux Falls Christian head man Jared Smith. They go undefeated in 11A. And I want to talk to him about more than just his title run. I want to get into the classification talk as well because people have thrown around Sioux Falls Christian, well, they just win too much, and what can you do? The private school should be moved up. People have sent that into this show. And I've heard from superintendents on this. So Jared Smith's the head football coach at Sioux Falls Christian. I'm going to ask him about all that as he wins the state title in 11A. That's coming up. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, and we're built by Blackburn Foundation Repair across South Dakota. Local experts here since 1992. What is Blackburn Foundation Repair? Well, you want to make sure your home's foundation is solid. So put together a game plan. They have everything you need to get stronger structure, reinforcing joists, supporting beams, keep your floors level. It's all important. And then they've got big things that you need to think about: moisture and mold prevention, quick radon testing. All of this stuff is at Blackburn Foundation Repair. Again, start at blackburnrepair.com. Blackburnrepair.com. Protecting homes, protecting families. Let's see, a lot to cover tonight. Let's throw out the number, 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon, and 2 locations in Rapid City. Stop by the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. The listener text line always there as well, 605-720-1067. Recent text just came in. I was talking about this college basketball culture, and it's not just basketball. The college atmosphere these days, and I do think it even bleeds down into various sports levels. I think there's just a more of a me attitude, and I just believe that. I've seen it. I believe it strongly. I don't think it's always been that way. I understand people are selfish. People are selfish. You got to look out for me, and I want to make the varsity, and I want to make college, and I want to make money now. And I mean, it just goes. But this college atmosphere of transferring in and just recruiting players every year. Kentucky basketball has the most money they're offering their players. And I don't know if it's going to turn into success or not. They just got beat 17 last night. And the coach is frustrated. We don't have a team identity, individuals, and that's it. I mean, I don't know how you do it. Coaches that are doing it and having success, they're trying to figure it out, but some people say, "Oh, this is good because different teams can get money and you can have different good teams and programs." And I just don't like the me culture. Lister text came in on that saying, "Remember, there is no team in NIL." Little play on the old saying. There is no me in team. Wait, there is no team in NIL. Let's get into a high school football discussion from our interview yesterday. So there was Pat Rummel was on. He's the head coach at Howard, and he's the football advisory committee member for 9-man football. He's the 9-man rep. So when I talk about high school football changes, and we've talked about it a lot on the show, the football advisory committee is really key to that. These are coaches, administrators that put together suggestions, proposals, and potential rule changes they send to the board. And so the football advisory committee is coming up in December. And Pat Rummel's on that advisory committee from Howard, and he was on yesterday, and he told me there's a lot of things that we're going to have to discuss. There's a bunch of stuff we have to discuss. So I thought this was interesting. And then he mentioned 3 things. Now, there's going to be more than that, but he did mention 3 things. So I wanted to revisit that in a segment right now and say, wait, if we got all of these things, would you be happy? Well, what if they only pass one of these things? Which one is most important? So let me mention the high school football changes that the advisory committee are going to discuss. Again, they're going to discuss. These are items to discuss. One is to put the playoff games absolutely on Friday. This is that situation where you play that first round on Thursday. You guys know this. There's teams that travel across the state on Thursdays, and then they don't get back till, what was it? I don't know, Watertown got back or something at 3 a.m. or something like this from Spearfish. Is that right? Or from Sturgis. So if you're playing on Thursdays, people have said this is a big problem. You're missing school 2 days because you can't get up and go. And people have thrown around, we got to just put these playoff games when it comes to high school football on Fridays, end of story. And the big argument is for the kids that do the fine arts activities. All-state chorus, okay? All-state band, all-state orchestra, these activities, they're trying to open them up so they can do those that weekend. And Pat Rummel said, we got to discuss this again because some people feel that the kids are just going to have to make a choice. If you're on a football team and you're in the fine arts, you got to make a choice. That's interesting. So would you want to move all of those playoff games from that Thursday to Friday? No more Thursday playoff games, Friday. That's a discussion item. And then he said, what about for the smaller classes, 9-man, 11B, instead of having 16 teams make the playoff, some of these classes, they have 22 teams. 22 teams in the whole class, and 16 make the playoffs. So we're talking teams with 1 win. They've made the playoffs. And Pat Rummel yesterday said, I brought this up before. We should take it down to 12. So he said, let's take it down to 12. That's going to be brought up, he said, again. Reduce the playoff teams from 16, where the 16 has to travel to a 1 and just get blown away. That costs the school money, the time, the travel, and remember those Thursday night escapades. So he said, reduce the playoff teams. That's a discussion item. That's coming up in the Football Advisory Committee. And last but not least, he did say, here it is. Did he hear this on the Nate Brown Show? No, I don't think so, but the success factor for allowing teams to move down, that would be on top of enrollment for football classification. You would have a success factor model. How have they won? How many games have they won? Have they been to the playoffs? What's their look for the past 4 years? Success factor, should we implement it with enrollment to determine classifications? He said that will be discussed. So there's 3 items for the Football Advisory Committee in South Dakota coming up next month. Which one of those is most important to you? That's my question of the day in the second hour of the Nate Brown Show. According to Howard head coach Pat Rummel and member of the Football Advisory Committee, 3 items to be discussed at Football Advisory. Which topic is most important to you to get implemented? Put the playoff games on Fridays. Move it from that Thursday. Put them on Friday. Reduce the playoff teams for 11B and 9-man. Too many teams in. Reduce them. Or the success factor, implement it to allow teams to move down that have struggled. Which is most important to you? 605-720-1067. You can hit us on the Nate Brown Show. Question of the day. I want some high school football feedback on your side of things, because people have really lost their minds with a lot of people want those playoff games on Friday. I've never seen this many people that say, we got to get these games off Thursdays. Get them off Thursdays. And I understand. I guess I haven't, let's see, I've covered high school football a long time. Did I ever have to make a trip on a Thursday? Maybe, but I was a lot younger, no kids, and so I didn't give a rip. That's, I think, what happened. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Hey, thanks a million. One, I think that it's important that the kids are able to be involved in fine arts. If you go to a lot of small towns, a third of the pep band, half the pep band is all participates in athletics as well, whether they may be a sophomore, freshman, or who knows where they're at.
Yep.
So being able to participate in the fine arts is key. My grandfather helped found all-state bands, so I think that's a huge, the fine arts are important. But having played in a state championship, I know and won a state championship. I know how special that whole process is too. So I understand the Thursday games.
So you wouldn't want to make kids choose, is what you're saying. You wouldn't want to make them.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, life is about the places we go, the things you do, the books you read, and the people we meet. And the more experiences we have, the more help us find that direction when, later on in life and it's that ability to explore in high school and be a part of as many things as possible to find the things that we're really passionate about.
Sure.
And so I think that's key. But on your last point, I would love to see relegation come to both the Class A and Class B systems. It'll be 9 and 11-man systems.
Okay.
You're going to have, here's 13 years. You had a similar run of Yankton O'Gorman back in the 80s, but they were competing against Sioux Falls and Rapid City and everybody else in between in that AA. When we just had the 2A system, but to take Huron or a team that, and I'm not trying to pick on Huron because I have no clue where they're at, but a team that may not be as strong and has not made the investment or the commitment into those programs, seeing them come into relegation to drop down a class or move up a class, I think is important. You balance that with enrollment and have so many slots at each level. I think it'd be amazing.
Okay, I appreciate you. I'm with you on that. Thanks for calling. As always, I appreciate you getting on. I've been a success factor proponent. You guys know this. I've been a success factor. I've been really trying to get the success factor in. The enrollment piece is not indicative of how good your football team is anymore. I don't know if it ever was totally, but it's just not. Douglas has a big male population for 11AA. They're not a small 11AA team. They haven't won a game in 3 years. Douglas needs to revive their program. They need to be able to go down, and there's other programs like that. They got to be able to go down, and they're going to have a tough road in 11A even. There's some good teams there. So you think Douglas playing Sioux Falls Christian 11A is going to be easy? No. So success factor to me. So let me rank these. Which one's most important to you if they change the football situation? They're going to talk about all three of these topics. I just got that yesterday from Pat Rummel and Howard. Football Advisory in South Dakota is going to talk about changing all three of these potentially. Which one's most important? Move the playoffs to Fridays? That would conflict with that all-state band, right? That's been the big argument. Reduce the number of playoff teams from 16 to 12 for the smaller classes, or the success factor implemented with enrollment, a success factor system with data to allow teams to move down. So here's how I rank them. You're going to be surprised, right? Three for me is moving the playoffs to Friday. That's last on my list. I don't care. I mean, Thursday, Friday, it's one day. It's one day out of the week. It's a first round thing. It's one day out of the week. It's not the end of the world. It's the kids get back late. Yeah, I know, and they play Roblox till 2 a.m. too. Oh wait, that's only 7th graders. But anyway, what do the high school kids do? I don't know. Well, I mean, we act like we're just babying these guys. Like, oh, they got back at 1 a.m. They're never going to make it. It takes 5 days to recover. Just relax. It's one day. So it's fine if you want to move it, I guess. But that argument about the fine arts argument is real. Because why? You see how many 9-man people voted? Last time they discussed this, the 9-man schools voted. 9-man schools voted. Did they want to move their games from Thursday to Friday? What do you think? No way. So all of those small schools, there was a ton of them, said, I don't want to make these kids in these small schools have to pick, do I skip all-state band or do I go to my football game? That's what people aren't understanding in the big metros. I think the big schools, it's like, well, how many football players are in band anyway? In small towns. I come from a small town. I did band till I was a sophomore. So, I mean, that happens. It happens. So that one there to conflict with all-state band and stuff, I'm out. I don't, just Thursdays, just live with it. It's fine, okay? I may take some heat on that. I know who you are. You're coming after me. I know you are. Stick with Thursdays. It's okay. Second, reducing the number of playoff teams, I think, is more important. So that's my second priority, reducing the number of playoff teams for the small schools. There's reasons there. They're huge blowouts. And I know that's one more game for a team that won 2 games. You got to have some success to get to the playoffs. Taking 16 teams out of a class that has 22? I don't need to do it. As a matter of fact, I'd reduce the playoff teams in the bigger schools, too. I'd do that, too, in the bigger school class. You guys shouldn't get off scot-free. I mean, take everybody and their mother in AAA. So I don't think you need to do that either. But nonetheless, let's just say reduce the number of playoff teams. It saves schools on their budget, so they don't have to make that long trip for a 50-point blowout. Running clock, it's over. So why are we doing that? So instead of 1 through 16, 1 through 12, please pass that. Football advisory, let's get that out of the committee. Let's send that to the schools. Please pass that. Reduce the playoff teams. That's my second priority. Number 1 priority, success factor. Don't just discuss it next month. Don't just say, well, North Dakota has one. Montana kind of has a system to allow you to move down, too. But, yeah, anyway. Well, we'll see you next year. Don't just, it's a real thing. It's a real thing for programs. For Stevens, for Douglas. Central's needed it. Rapid City Central, they've needed it. Other programs across the state. Real struggles. Numbers are dwindling. Programs are struggling. They can't get out of the hole. Got to be able to have a success factor for teams that are losing their rosters, losing their identity, to get some wins and build a culture. Allow the success factor data model to come in with enrollment to allow a move down a class. Has to be the number 1 priority. Coming right back with Jared Smith. We're going to talk about this too. He's the Sioux Falls Christian head coach. They just won a state title. A lot of people are discussing Sioux Falls Christian, their head football coach, coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings, 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. atomicwings.com.
Village Heart dinner rolls are a must for the upcoming holiday. Getting together with family and friends is great, but to be honest, I really look forward to the big holiday meal. And whether we roast a turkey or ham, we always have plenty of Village Heart dinner rolls. They're great with the meal, but they also make the best little turkey and ham sandwiches the next day. Baked locally and delivered fresh daily, Village Heart dinner rolls are the natural choice for holiday meals.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Spearfish GMC Cadillac. And that means great deals lot-wide on a huge lineup of locally sourced pre-owned vehicles. Choose from all makes and models, trucks, cars, SUVs, and certified pre-owned. All priced below market for unbeatable value. Whether you're trading in or trading up, now's the time to save big at Spearfish Motors. Visit us today or online anytime at spearfishmotors.com.
Life changes fast. Starting a business, getting married, buying a house, growing your family. Have you taken steps to protect your family's financial future? Don't let life insurance be the thing that slides. It can help your family during difficult times. Lee Cruz with New York Life Insurance Company can help you get started. He's local and will help you find the right policy to fit your needs and budget. You can Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. That's Lee Cruz New York Life. Protect your family.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly cloudy skies expected with fog and spots tonight with the lows around 33. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 46 with fog and spots early tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Lows dip down to about 34. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 50 degrees.
Imagine this, a bank that is committed to you, that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ready to be part of something big? Meet the Rapid City Sports Commission, the powerhouse behind sports in Rapid City. The commission focuses on bringing regional and national tournaments, supporting homegrown events, and creating opportunities for our kids. But it's not just games, it's a win-win for all of us. Youth sports fuel our economy. Hosting events in Rapid City means out-of-town families shop, dine, and stay with us, which boosts sales tax revenues too. To get in on the action, visit rcsportscommission.com, where we're all about the hustle.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio across the state on our affiliates, Fox Sports Rapid City and KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Welcome in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show on your afternoon drive. Appreciate you. If you missed some of the guests on the show each day, we've been trying to talk to a lot of the state champion coaches. We had Matt Christensen on. We had Austin Hagen on at St. Thomas More. We had Lex Heathershaw at Wall. We even talked to Howard head coach. They came in second, but Pat Rommel was on yesterday talking about football advisory meeting coming up. He's the 9-man rep. So it's been a busy high school football week. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast if you want to hear some of those interviews. I appreciate the coaches. Good talking ball with them. Congrats to a lot of these guys. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every show's there on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Just search the Nate Brown Show, and then you've got the podcast. You can listen at your own convenience. We are live right now with another state champion, Sioux Falls Christian. They went undefeated. The closest game came at the Dome. And they got by Lennox, came back from 17-0. Jared Smith's the head coach for the Chargers at a state title in 11A. Coach, good to have you back on. How are you?
Hey, doing well. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Let's get into your season first, and just what you guys dealt with here. You seemed like you ran the table, had so many. I'd call it. They looked easy, but you guys just had so much work you put into this, and some great players and some great coaches. Then you got into a situation at the Dome. How did you feel about how your team handled it and ended up coming back? What did it say about this team?
Oh, so much about them. I mean, just absolute fight in those kids and living out our core values. Our core values are family, just loving each other. Forget about me, I love you. Effort, just relentless, persistent effort. And the W is win. What's important now? And it's just a win the moment, focus type of thing. And, when your head coach makes an idiotic play call on your first drive and it's 4th and 1 and he goes for it on the 35-yard line, we had gone for 4th down 17 times with our varsity throughout the year, and we were short yardage. We were there, and we were 83%. And so, but the risk reward on that at your 35 is not there. That was really stupid of me. Put us in a really hard position. I apologize to our kids about that in the moment, and but man, and then right after that, we had our second fumble of the season. And then they scored again. And then we had our first interception of the season. And they got a field goal. And all of a sudden it's 17-0. But what I never heard a kid or a coach say a negative thing. It was all encouragement. And that's what's special about those kids is that they truly live it out. They love each other. And they never quit. And they were focused enough to know. I heard kids and our coaches were saying, it's a long game. It's a long game. And so the perspective and the just how they held together was just amazing and really meaningful to me because it's more than just words, on a poster or something or on our shirts or our wristbands. And I mean, we live it, and those kids lived it out, and I love it.
Jared Smith on tonight, Sioux Falls Christian head football coach. They come back from 17-0 down. I saw that score. I was traveling, and I pulled it up. I said, I'm going to check in, see how much Sioux Falls Christian's up by. And it was 17-0. It was the other way. I said, wait, this has to be wrong. And it wasn't. And then you guys say you get stormed back and you win a close one. Did you feel like this second game with Lennox in the Dome setting, did you think this might be tighter? I know you said, we made this mistake, that mistake, this mistake. Was it going to be tight?
Oh, for sure. I knew that. The first game, we beat them 17-0. And we missed a couple field goals, but they had opportunities. They missed a field goal, and they fumbled inside on the 10-yard line. And so they had a couple opportunities to make that a really close game too. And they're a well-coached team, and they had 7 guys back on both sides of the ball from a state championship team. So we knew they were very good. And if we messed around like we did, we could get beat. And fortunately, we got things going in the right direction.
28-24, the final, and Sioux Falls Christian ends up on top, the 11A champions. You guys had your banquet. What was big about this team? You kind of talk about your core values. A lot of talent, Coach. Was this one of the better teams in South Dakota high school football that people have seen?
Maybe in A football, but there's been so many good teams. The Yankee kids and those Madison teams that won a few in a row, and the Del Rapids team a couple years back that won 2 in a row. With Jack Henry, he's my nephew's roommate up at State, and then the Stubbe kid, and my goodness, they were loaded, and Canton has had some really great teams too, and so I don't know, I haven't been around in A long enough, but West Central, my goodness, they won about 100 championships back in the day, but. I don't know looking at just the big scheme of things, but I know at Sioux Falls Christian, this was a team, obviously, that's right up there with those teams that won 11B and 17 and 18. the seniors that I had on this team, we just had 2 special groups back to back, and that's what it takes to win. These teams that are winning multiple championships, it just blows my mind. It's so hard to win one. And we had this group back to back, the seniors we had last year with these current seniors that were juniors. And I look at that and just go, hey, we got a shot, And then when we lost that, I thought Lennox. I thought last year was kind of maybe our best shot, and then Lennox with the junior class that they had at that point being seniors this year, maybe this was their year, and it just turned to flip. And but they could have just as easily had 2 back to back, and I guess we probably could have too. But our defense was just absolutely lights out. We had 7 guys back, maybe on our defense too, and we had a free safety in Tate Connell and 4 linebackers those guys are all going to play college football. And when you have a special group like that on defense, you're going to give your offense a lot of chances. Offensively, we had 8 new kids starting this year, and 4 of them were O-linemen. And so our defense early on, as those kids were getting used to the Friday night lights, they really helped us. They gave us the ball in great field position all year long. And so I can't say enough, too, about our defensive coordinator, Brett Keepers. He's just amazing. I mean, he's second to none in the state.
I want to ask you, Coach, because back-to-back appearances at the Dome here, and you win it this year undefeated. People talk about Sioux Falls Christian. They say, wait a second. They were going to win in boys basketball. They win in volleyball. They just won in girls basketball. They win in football. They say, Sioux Falls Christian, they're winning a lot. We got to think about maybe moving them up. You've probably seen this. What do you say to that?
Yeah. Well, our basketball program, they're good. They're consistently successful. But last year was their 3rd championship ever. Girls basketball, that was their 1st one ever. And Darcy Wassner, obviously, she's a legend. She's probably the best to ever do it in South Dakota history in volleyball. But our girls out there right now, all of them are at Sioux Falls Christian from preschool on. Our starters last year on that boys basketball team had all been there from preschool on. So people give us a hard time, and I think some of it might just be kind of like things they've heard. But I don't know if they're giving us a hard time or if they really believe it. But we don't recruit. There's never been one time that I've contacted a parent or any. That doesn't happen. Tuition, we don't give tuition to anybody. There's no scholarships. I pay $8,000 for my daughter to go to elementary school. I mean, if there's anybody getting something, I'd love to know. I'd love to know where that tuition assistance place is at our school, because our high school, middle school is 9, our high school is 10. And so there's open enrollment. Everybody's got open enrollment. The team we played in the championship, their last 2 quarterbacks are not from Lennox. And so everybody has it. It just costs $10,000 at our school. So if I'm a recruiter, I need to get on the horn with Kalen DeBoer, and maybe I should have a job because man, I must be really good.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been through this before. St. Thomas More made some runs to the Dome back in the day in 11B and even in 11A. They made 6 runs. Now they make it again after a little downtime, and they finally win. But the discussion is it's kind of the same, both sides of the state. St. Thomas More, well, they have an advantage. They get to pick kids from a huge metro area. Sioux Falls Christian, they pick kids from a metro area. That's an advantage. What do you say to that? They say that's an advantage for the private schools that are in small classes in a metro area.
Well, our kids, like I've said, we're not picking anybody. Our parents want their kids to get a quality Christian education, and partnering with the church and the home, and our kids, anybody can go anywhere they want. There's the Lennox kid from last year, he drove from McCook. That's a long ways to go. There's kids that you can't tell me that a kid from West Central, might not, could, like Tri-Valley, West Central, Del Rapids, Madison, they're pretty close to each other. Dakota Valley and Vermilion are pretty close to each other. I know that there's kids that have gone back and forth from there. Sioux City is really close to Dakota Valley. Canton and Lennox are very close to each other, Beersford. So open enrollment is there for everybody. It's not just for Sioux Falls Christian. So the advantage, I mean, really, I could argue that we're at a disadvantage because it costs us $10,000 to go to our school. So, I guess as far as a metro thing, like that's what I'm looking at. Like any of those kids could go anywhere. Like a Harrisburg kid could go to Lennox and go to T, and that happens. There's kids that they don't think they can play at Harrisburg, and they go over to T. Or a kid maybe doesn't think they could go to T, and so they go to Lennox right next door. And so I think that happens everywhere. I just think that it gets maybe magnified if somebody comes to Sioux Falls Christian, because, and I'm not going to deny, there are kids that come. We have 3 kids on our team that weren't in our school since elementary school. 3 of our players. So, and they both came from places that were very successful, Lennox and Brandon Valley. And so when you look at that, like I mean, it's not like they're going, well, I don't think, their parents wanted them to come and get a quick Christian education. That is legitimately the reason. And I think people, they don't believe that. They don't want to hear that. People make a big deal about my defensive coordinator, or my defensive backs coach is Jonathan Setzer. His family, all of his kids were at Sioux Falls Christian. He allowed his daughter to have a choice. She was going to Harrisburg. But his other children were all in elementary school at Sioux Falls Christian. And he gave her a choice. And then as she was getting older, she made the choice to come to Sioux Falls Christian. So people are looking at that, and then they go and win the state championship. She makes a buzzer beater. She got absolutely shredded on social media. I mean, this is a girl. She's got an Amazon bestseller about how, about what it's like to be her, and it's awesome. It's an awesome little children's book. I got it from my daughter, so shout out to Leslie Setzer for that. But she's been through a lot, going through that and having a game winner, and people giving her a terrible time on social media. But she made that decision not because she wasn't playing. I mean, she was playing. She had friends there, but she made the decision as she was growing in her faith to come to Sioux Falls Christian and join her siblings who were younger than her and already at our school. So people, there's more to the story of what, people don't always know the full story. And we understand that at Sioux Falls Christian, and people are going to make their own stories.
Do you think it's, Coach, it's made, and I've said this before, it seems like when teams are winning, people are going to point to, this is, they aren't following the book here. This is an unfair advantage. I think it even happened to O'Gorman back in the day. They don't win as much now, but O'Gorman dealt with St. Thomas More, Sioux Falls Christian, Rapid City.
Open enrollment. Sorry to interrupt, but that had to do with open enrollment. Once open enrollment happened in Sioux Falls Public, things changed. If you go back and look at the early 2000s, O'Gorman was dominant. And if you didn't like your school, I had friends. I graduated from Roosevelt in '98, and I had friends that I was at their house when they got phone calls. I mean, so I don't want to bring up, but there were kids that were going. If you didn't want to go to your home school, you went to O'Gorman. That was the only opportunity that you had, and they were dominant. And now you can go wherever you want. You get to go one time, and then you have to go back to your home school. So if you're a kid that doesn't want to go to one of the Sioux Falls Publics, you can go to one of the other Sioux Falls Publics, but you can't jump around. You have to go back to your home school. That's the only other move that you can make, and I think that's a good rule, because you don't want kids just free-for-all every year doing things and chasing rings and stuff like that. But I think, like, people say that, like, I think you kind of alluded to that, like, we cap our size and things like that. We just built 8 elementary rooms last year. We're trying. I mean, our mission is to bring as many people to Christ as possible. We want our school to be bulging and busting at the seams. We just have to raise the money to build new rooms.
No, I get it. I worked in a private school, and I did say, I'm not sure what private schools people are talking about that don't want more kids. Normally, they want more kids, and I would think that would be the case. I appreciate the perspective. I think you guys had a great run. I know people talk about it a lot, and it's thrown around a lot, so we'll discuss it more. Good to get you on, Coach. Congrats on a great run back-to-back here and getting over the top this year. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate it. I'll talk about it anytime.
All right. Thanks a lot. Jared Smith, he's the head football coach, Sioux Falls Christian. They go undefeated and come back in a big way to beat Lennox at the Dome to win the 11A title. And, I mean, people have thrown that around. You know, superintendent was on Facebook saying, yeah, you got to think about moving teams up and change the system. You know, success factor to move teams up. I don't think you're ever going to win that battle anymore in South Dakota, meaning moving teams up on success. That goes for Pierre. That goes for all of that. I think that battle is not going to, well, you got to move teams up if they win too much. That ain't going to happen, I don't believe. And so Sioux Falls Christian's been talked about on that side. Appreciate Jared Smith coming up, head football coach and the state champs, 11A. They had a nice season for sure. Coming right back. BetMGM Sportsbook picks with Colt Martin from Tin Lizzie BetMGM for your NFL weekend.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Keep your cash and spend ours. Our Black Friday sale is back. Get 20% off our clean replacement windows and ensemble entry doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. You pay nothing until 2027. Plus, enjoy a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. Hurry! This Black Friday event is only here till December 13th. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are fantastic, and so many options for their size, and so many options for towing. No need for a diesel or a big truck. These only weigh around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, so they can be towed by almost any rig. Check out these new 2026 Bontrager and SGC Armor campers, everyone. See AnytimeAnytime.com, and as always at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live, Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show is on. Thanks for being here. Hey, let's go, man. I'm ready for some picks. We're going to do this every week. NFL season is really good at the Tin Lizzie BetMGM Sportsbook. It's our headquarters for Fox Sports. You know that. That's where I go. That's where the crew needs to go, man. All the games, the service, it's great. Tin Lizzie BetMGM Sportsbook. The director of the sportsbook, Colt Martin. We're going to do this. We're going to get some picks on some games, get his perspective, right? Colt, welcome in. How are you?
I'm great, Nate. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, man. So NFL's getting good, and we got some good ones this weekend. So I thought let's run through this thing and let's see some of the highlight games. So I'm gonna go Bears hosting the Steelers. Bears are favored by 2.5 at BetMGM Sportsbook. I don't know if I believe in the Bears. Where are you at?
I like the Bears in this one. The Bears are second in the league in rushing offense. They've got a bad defense, but they're pretty good on third down, second in the league. And the Steelers aren't very dynamic on offense, so I like the Bears to pull this one out.
Okay, so you're going Bears. Now, I wonder if this line's going to change, Colt, because Aaron Rodgers is for sure out. You got Mason Rudolph coming in. That might change the scenario. So Bears minus 2.5, and you like the Bears to go 8-3. Tin Lizzie, BetMGM Sportsbook director Colt Martin on tonight. NFL picks on the Nate Brown Show. Where you want to watch it, Tin Lizzie this weekend. Chiefs lose to my Broncos. I just told you, my Broncos, Colt. So Chiefs need it. They need it. They're at home. Colts are good, yet the Chiefs are favored. Chiefs are always favored. They were favored against Denver. They're favored again in KC by 3.5.
I do, and the Colts are great this year. The Chiefs have been typically bad against the spread in years past. This year, though, in the last 5, they're 3-2. They're kind of starting to figure it out. I like the Chiefs in this one, minus 3.5.
Minus 3.5. You're gonna stay believing in the Chiefs. I do believe that the Chiefs are better than 5-5, even as a Broncos fan. 3.5. The hook. Careful of the hook, but you're going Chiefs. Okay, Vikings are reeling. They need a big win. They're at Green Bay. I'm not sure the Packers are really good. This number's 6.5 Sunday.
This should be an interesting game. Green Bay is top 10 in every defensive category besides third down percentage, where they're 12th. Minnesota's 22nd or worse in every major offensive category. I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. I don't like the hook, but I'll take Green Bay to cover with minus 6.5 in this one.
Okay, barely, right? You don't love the hook, but you're going to go minus 6.5 Packers. Vikings fans don't like to hear it, but J.J. McCarthy's been struggling. Last game on our list for Fox Sports and our headquarters to watch every game is at Tin Lizzie BetMGM Sportsbook. Colt Martin on tonight, director of the Sportsbook in Deadwood. Eagles at Cowboys, big NFC East matchup. I was surprised by the number. I thought the Eagles would be more like -5, but they are on the road. Are the Cowboys good enough to cover 3.5 plus 3.5?
I agree. At this one, I'm just kind of hoping for a good game. You know, the Eagles look pretty bad on offense. Dallas is terrible on defense. But Philadelphia does find a way to win games. I'm going to take the Eagles minus 3.5 on this one.
Eagles minus 3.5. Okay, Colt Martin, you direct the sportsbook, Tin Lizzie, BetMGM. Fun season. Kind of give a breakdown, man, of if people haven't been to your sportsbook, what you're going to get.
Absolutely. So we have all the TVs you'd want. We'll have all the major games on. If you have a request for a specific game that we don't have on, we will absolutely make it work for you if we can. It just depends on how busy we are, where are the actions kind of going. But great sportsbook, great staff, great service from Patty's. Come on up, visit us. We'll take good care of you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. That's my place. I go every time. It is literally our partner, Fox Sports, and Tin Lizzie's BetMGM Sportsbook, the king of sportsbooks, right there on Main Street as you're coming into Deadwood. Some big NFL games on the docket. Colt Martin on tonight. Colt, we'll do it again. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Sounds great, Nate. You as well.
Thanks a lot. Colt Martin, director of the Sportsbook. It's our headquarters, Tin Lizzie, BetMGM, the best place for NFL football. Some great college games, too, on Saturday. Coming right back with who's hot and who's not next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
how do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with expert crawl space sealing by Blackburn Basement Systems. Sealing keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawl space means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call Blackburn Basement Systems today.
Out here, we have a deeper connection to the land, a stronger connection to our neighbors, standing on our own 2 feet while also working together. The power to do more connects us all. At member-owned West River Electric Association, it's all of us working together to make today and tomorrow better. This is Co-op Country.
The new Mr. Liquor 2 in Rapid City is the only place in western South Dakota where you can order an ice-cold brew in their adjoining campfire bar and enjoy it while you shop. With holiday parties and dinners coming up, save big on all flavors of rum chata, now $20.99 for $7.50. Save $5 off your next bottle of Knob Creek Bourbon, just $29.99. Or pick up a $7.50 of Dr. McGillicuddy, only $13.49 for a $7.50. Price is good at both Mr. Liquor stores, off Catron next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly cloudy skies expected with fog and spots tonight with the lows around 33. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 46 with fog and spots early tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Lows dip down to about 34. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 50 degrees.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
All right, who's hot and who's not, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch every night at this time. I remind you, the Pizza Ranch at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. 2 locations in Rapid City. Your home for the favorite buffet. You know that. It's the best buffet in town at your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. Who's hot and who's not on the Nate Brown Show? Let's get into this. That's an interesting duo. In my Who's Hot, Major League Baseball signs a new media rights deal. They're going to go with ESPN, NBC, Netflix, and Apple. Okay, I mean, that sounds okay, I guess. Like, hey, NBC's going to have Sunday night baseball. So ESPN's going to carry 30 games. NBC's going to be your home for Sunday night baseball now. So I think that's big for MLB. But Major League Baseball is also in my Who's Not tonight. Because get this, it's like, okay, how's this all going to work? Sunday night baseball on NBC, that's great. And then I looked through it. Netflix is going to do opening night only, then the Field of Dreams game, and the Home Run Derby. Opening night and then like nothing on Netflix. Like, what? Apple TV, They're going to have Friday night games only. Friday night games. I'll be sure to tune in. Not. I got to remember, Friday night, it's on Apple. No, I mean, so it's still discombobulated. It's here and there and everywhere. Twins and Rockies games will be streamed in market on the MLB.TV ESPN app. So you do have that going for you if you ever want to watch your Rockies and Twins. Woof. Thanks for listening to The Nate Brown Show. We are back tomorrow.
Thanksgiving is the best. I love a juicy turkey leg, mashed potatoes with lots of